So audio is turned up of Tucker Carlson, whom, full disclosure, I really enjoy, from Fox News, saying some shocking things apparently to a shock jock from some more than 10 years ago. And it's being used to demand that he step down or the advertisers leave his channel or his program specifically, and just to show how bad and terrible of a person he is. This is everything I hate in politics, and when I ran for office, this was something that I was explicit about: the need for civility, the need to focus on issues and what we would do as individuals to change things, and to stop going back for years and years and looking at people's yearbooks or Twitter feeds or Facebook posts or things they said on certain programs and use that against them. I think this is so ridiculous, and this epitomizes everything that I've been complaining about on this front. Media Matters is a company that's the Democratic version that makes a career out of this. This is their job. They employ people. They're funded by people like George Soros, other very wealthy Democrats, and their entire job is to take people on the right that are public personalities and to look into every inkling of their life and to find anything embarrassing, then blast it everywhere and demand apologies and things like that. So Tucker decided to take the route of saying, I'm not going to apologize to Media Matters because they're not really offended by this. They just are trying to bully me like they constantly do to everyone, and I'm not going to apologize for it. This is exactly the right tactic. Tucker's doing exactly the right thing. We need more and more and more people to start doing this. Whether you're someone who's a news personality on Fox News like Tucker Carlson, or you're a comedian like Kevin Hart, or whatever, it's time to stand up and say, no, we don't care what the mob said. These were jokes, particularly in the realm of comedy, and even if they weren't jokes, it's stuff that happened a long time ago. Maybe you've changed your opinions now. And so there's no benefit to going back and just trying to dig up mud on everyone, because here's the truth. All of us have something that we've said at some point that people could dig up and take out of context, or we said as a joke, or maybe something that we used to believe that we don't believe now. That if we're all judged by that worst moment that someone could go back and bring up, then none of it'll be mutually assured destruction. No one will be able to have a public image or public persona or voice into the public square that unless you're totally towing the party line that's in charge at that point, because everyone will be gone after their most embarrassing moments being brought forth. It'll shut all free speech to the point where only the party line's allowed to be spoken about. And that's exactly what the Democratic Party wants. The establishment people at the Democratic level, and people like Media Matters, that's what they want. It's not enough that they control 90% of the media, 90% of academia, 90% of the entertainment industry, 90% of Silicon Valley. They need more. They need to silence more voices. To have one channel like Fox News, which I don't like a lot of the people on Fox necessarily. Not that I dislike them, I just don't watch. The only one I watch is Tucker, and I do like Tucker. I think he's different than a lot of the people on Fox as well. But he's an opinion journalist, someone that happens to share a lot of opinions with me. But they need him off the air. They need all these people on Fox off the air. They only want it to be a monotone voice. Notice they go after him, but not Joy Reid or other people that have had similar situations. Now, if you remember, I defended Joy Reid. I defended even Ralph Northam for the blackface thing. I defend people on the left. I defended James Gunn. All these people. I'm tired of any side going around and digging up dirt from the other from years ago. It's counterproductive. And it's leading to the silencing of our public dialogue, and we should all be against this. However, it's ironic then to find that the president of Media Matters that's going after Tucker so strong, well, it now turns out that he was using quite some colorful language himself about transsexuals, about Jewish people, about people from Bangladesh, and other such comments that he was making. Now, should he lose his... First off, his job's garbage. His job's basically digging into other people for the sins of their past. Now, I don't want to see him lose his job over this, though. I think his job should cease to exist because it's stupid and it's counterproductive to our public discourse. But I'm not holding him accountable for what may have been jokes in the past that he was telling about transsexuals or Jewish people or whatever. I don't care. It was a long time ago. But it's ironic and it's hypocritical for this person then to be using a platform to dig up dirt on other people and demand they be punished, but say, oh, I shouldn't be punished. It's different for me. And we see this all the time, particularly, granted, I'm biased, but we see this a lot with Democrats. So you'll see Don Lemon and Anderson Cooper and all these people on other networks come out and say, oh, Tucker, it's bad what he said. Oh, we need to do something about what he said. But when people on their own networks or people that ideologically align with them say things that are bad in the past, they have no comment on it. Notice they're wagging their finger at Tucker. Anything to say about the lieutenant governor in Virginia that was accused of sex crimes? Nope. All that's done. It's just pick and choose. And I find this to be ridiculous. We need to treat, particularly when it comes to comedy. Now, keep in mind what Tucker was doing here. Regardless of how offensive you think of the things he was saying are, he was talking to a shock jock, Tucker's role on this show was to kind of be somewhere in the realm of this crazy way out there shock jock, and Tucker's less crazy out there, but still in that vein and somewhere in the vein of being a media person. When Tucker was making most of these comments, he worked at MSNBC. And so there was no outcry then. There was no public outcry for him to be. He's talking to basically the equivalent of Howard Stern. Look at how many famous people have gone on Howard Stern and said shocking things. Are we going to start to eliminate all of them from the public square? No, because many of them are Democrats or they're celebrities and things like that. So we allow that. I see no problem with Tucker going on there and saying things that he thought were jokes. Maybe they were jokes in bad taste. Okay, so what? Do I think that Tucker's advocating that people that, based on the fact that he said this Jeff's guy, it wasn't the exact same crime as, raping a 14-year-old if you married a 14-year-old? He's just trying to be shocking funny. Do I really think that he thinks it's okay to be a pedophile? No, of course not. And again, we've seen other people on the left say similar things. Remember Milo Yiannopoulos, who's someone who's shocking and says terrible things. He claimed that he was molested when he was around that age, 14, but that he liked it, basically. And he was ostracized and taken out, even though he was talking about his personal experience. But Bill Maher basically said the same thing. Oh, a lot of gay guys, when they're underage, they hook up with older guys, and that's part of the culture, and they like it. And that was fine. No one cared that Bill Maher said that. He was allowed to skate. That just shows the ridiculousness of these double standards. Now, am I saying I want to see Bill Maher go down for that? No! He's like trying to tell jokes. He's provocative. I get it. If that hurt someone's feelings, then they should tell Bill and he can apologize. Same with Milo. Same with Tucker. Same with this guy from Media Matters. But I'm tired of this being used to be dredged up. We all now have to be worried about anything we've ever done. Was there a camera on? Did I post something when I was 16 on Facebook? We saw it with the gentleman who won the Heisman. They were going back, oh, did he make gay slurs when he was in high school on Twitter? Who cares? It's so ridiculous. All of us have done things, insulted people, used language they wouldn't be proud of. Let thou cast the first stone that hasn't sinned, right? We all have. So it's time to just say, okay, whatever, that was in bad taste, moving on. But to try to have that be a career and to try to constantly attack people that are ideologically against you, and it's all over Twitter. You can see the people that are like, yeah, get rid of him. Luckily, I think people are starting to wake up to it. I'm really proud of Tucker for not apologizing, because when you apologize, you're admitting some sort of guilt, and it doesn't stop the mob. They just want more and more and more from you. So Tucker did the absolute right thing, and more of us need to start speaking up and saying, no, we're not going to follow this mob mentality. We'll defend people on either side of the aisle for this crap, and we're sick and tired of it. It's not how to encourage a public discourse. It's just witch hunting. That's all it is. So, hey, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, or give me some suggestions of other material I could do videos on. I'll be putting more videos out daily, and have a good one.